Apple's WWDC keynote delivered some of the most significant software changes we've seen in years. In this video, I'm going to give you a recap of the most important changes coming to Apple's operating systems. Let's get to it. Headlining the event was the introduction of a bold new visual style called liquid glass. This design overhaul brings dynamic translucency, soft reflections, and a sense of depth across Apple's entire ecosystem, including iOS 26, iPadOS 26, watchOS 26, visionOS 26, tvOS 26, and the newly rebranded macOS, now called macOS Tahoe. It's the first major interface redesign since iOS 7, and it aims to unify the Apple experience across all devices. Apple also announced updates to Apple Intelligence, a suite of on-device AI tools that prioritize privacy and speed. These features include live translation during calls and messages, visual recognition of on-screen content, AI-generated text summaries, and a creative tool called Image Playground that lets you generate images and custom Genmoji. All these features are designed to run directly on the device, keeping your data private while delivering real-time functionality. Third-party developers will also gain access to these tools, opening the door to smarter, more useful apps throughout the App Store. iOS 26 introduces several enhancements aimed at improving everyday usability. The phone app now includes voicemail transcription, call screening, and a hold assist feature that stays for you on hold and notifies you when someone picks up. I don't know why, but somehow I'm getting Google 2020 vibes. Anyways, in Messages, you'll find new features like polls, custom chat backgrounds, live translations, and deeper Apple Cache integration. Updates to Safari, Camera, and Maps bring more context-aware tools that adapt to what you're doing and where you are. For iPad users, iPadOS 26 finally brings a more Mac-like multitasking system. You can now open multiple resizable windows, use a proper menu bar, and navigate an upgraded Files app, making the iPad a more powerful productivity device. It's the most desktop-like experience ever on an iPad, closing the gap between tablets and laptops, and more importantly, finally making a difference between iOS and iPadOS. macOS Tahoe reflects the new liquid glass look and delivers functional upgrades too. Spotlight Search is smarter and now performs direct actions such as messaging a contact or launching playlists. Apple is also adding a dedicated phone app and a new Games app to macOS, syncing the experience more tightly with iPhone and iPad. Apple also confirmed that macOS Tahoe will be the last major update for Intel-based Macs, but they'll continue receiving security updates for at least 3 more years.
Where are you headed? Tahoe! Reno! Tahoe! I'm going to Reno! I'm going to Tahoe! Hop in. We'll figure it out when we get there.
watchOS 26 marks the 10th anniversary of the Apple Watch with a refreshed new UI and new gesture controls, including wrist flicking to navigate or interact. The new Workout Buddy feature uses AI to act as a real-time fitness coach, offering live feedback and encouragement during your workouts. Plus, smarter health tracking offers a more personalized fitness experience overall. visionOS 26 expands on Apple's mixed reality capabilities. Spatial widgets can now be anchored in your physical environment, offering a more useful and persistent AR interfaces. There's also support for PSVR 2 controllers, and Apple improved the avatar realism for more natural virtual interactions. AirPods also got smarter. Now, you can now use them to control your iPhone's camera or record high-quality audio hands-free. And CarPlay received a cleaner interface and customizable widgets for a more intuitive driving experience. A surprise addition was a new games app which unifies Apple Arcade and Game Center into a social gaming hub across iOS, iPadOS, and macOS. This suggests Apple is finally giving more focus to the gaming side of its platforms. While many were expecting a major Siri overhaul this year, Apple has delayed those updates until 2026 due to quality concerns. However, developers now have access to the foundation AI models behind Apple Intelligence, meaning smarter third-party apps are coming soon. And it's incredible that they only mentioned Siri just twice in the entire keynote. So that lets you know that Siri is kind of taking a back seat to whatever's going on. Developer betas for all platforms are public now, with public betas launching in July. The final version of iOS 26, macOS Tahoe, watchOS 26, and more will roll out this fall, likely alongside the next iPhone lineup. WWDC wasn't just about updates, it was about transformation. Apple is setting the stage for a more unified AI-powered future, and these new tools and features make it clear that user experience, privacy, and cross-device harmony are at the core of that vision. I honestly, on the personal side, the thing that I was most surprised with was the iPadOS update. I can't wait to be able to install it on mine. I know that there's a lot of people already making fun of the new iOS interface, or the new interface for all the devices, this liquid glass. They're making fun of it, comparing it to Windows Vista, and there's already images coming out that it looks horrible or it looks bad. Steve Jobs will be rolling on his grave. Everything has been said already. But anyways, you can see right now an image of the first beta for iOS 7 and the first public release of iOS 7 side by side. They look like two completely different operating systems. So guys, don't fret. This is the first developer beta. It's not even a public beta yet. So this is the first version, period. Obviously, they're gonna polish all the edges. Hopefully, they will fix everything before the initial release. If not, we can keep expecting them to make the operating system better with version 26.1, 26.2, etc. I think they will be just fine. If not, then obviously we will all be heard about our opinions. I honestly never liked the iOS 7 and future designs until they actually added the dark mode on iOS, which included both dark mode for the settings and a dark mode for the icons. So I was really unhappy for a really long time. So this might work. Let's see what happens. I know the text is hard to read on some devices depending on the wallpaper, but I got faith that they'll figure it all out. Not to mention, I'm pretty sure that Samsung and all the other companies are just jotting everything down. So they're going to criticize it now, just like they did when Apple removed the charger, only to do the same exact thing 1 year later. But we'll just have to wait and see. Anyways, drop a comment below and tell me which announcement got you the most hype. If you're like me with iPad OS, leave it down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. As always, we're available on Facebook, Instagram, X, and obviously YouTube at JR Abrams Tech. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.